My name is Jacob Peizner. I'm a saxophonist and have been playing the saxophone for the last 6 years, spending 4 of those years in the Portland Youth Philharmonic. Something I'm the most excited for is to see how many different characters I can take on in this piece. I think one of the interesting things about Glazunov, and specifically his saxophone concerto, is there are so many different colors and characters and storylines, especially because it's continuous. You know, there's 3 technical movements, but there's not really a said like break or a stopping point. You know, if you're listening to it for the first time, it just kind of sounds like it's one piece. And so I really look forward to drawing out the many different characters in the sections of the piece and kind of bringing those characters to life. I think my musical style as a saxophonist is a chameleon. On certain pieces, I am trying to mimic other instruments constantly. So my biggest inspiration is clarinet, which I've actually recently started. And I really try and model my tone after that nice clarity and just really rich sound that a clarinet has. But sometimes, you know, for example, when I've played the Creston Concerto for saxophone, I try and have a sound that's more likened to a brass player, because that really was what the saxophone was created for. It was created as a bridge between the woodwinds and the brass of the orchestra, and to really be able to bridge that gap. And you know, obviously 200 years later, it didn't work out as Adolphe Sax would have hoped, but I think as saxophonists, both in the orchestral and just general repertoire, we really have to be emulating as many different instruments as possible to get the tone that we want. I want the audience to really hear, kind of when I was talking about earlier with the different characters of the piece, I want them to feel like there's a process of growth that's going on in the piece. You know, I think it opens with a sense of loss, a somber almost energy to it, and then it becomes more energetic, and it's like this person, whoever the character of the piece is really trying to find their way in their life. I think kind of similar to Rachmaninoff's Second Symphony. And then as it goes through, you know, with the cadenza and the harsh articulations, and it's almost like this sense of like this loss, but also really trying to look for a new beginning. So I think I'd love for the audience to look for both loss in the piece and new beginnings. PYP, like, I'm not sugarcoating this, and I don't want to be all sappy, but it changed my life. I'm in a completely different spot, like confidence-wise, musically-wise, just as a person, because of PYP. So I joined PYP when I was a freshman in high school, and you know, I was obviously scared of like the rehearsals and things like that. And I remember this moment, and it's like, it's the most funny moment because we were just tuning, and I hear the tuning note and I go, wow. And my eyes lit up, and I was like, I could not believe how amazing it sounded. And it was just PYP, you know, with all these, you know, developing players. And, you know, but for me, that just blew my mind that there could be that many committed players in the same place. I'm Jacob Peizner, the saxophone soloist with Camerata PYP on January 9th. I hope to see you there.